Please start. Yes, yes. Please start.
Thank you, sir. Today we pay tribute to Baba Saheb Ambedkar, the man who gave the constitutional sanction to the social awakening of this country. So when um, Prafulji was speaking here, he actually mentioned about an incident where Dr. Ambedkar's name was not allowed to be, his name was, people actually had problems when his name was taken up to be named to a law university in Maharashtra. I'd like to proudly say that when this issue started in Maharashtra, our leader, Dr. Kalangar Karunanidhi, in Tamil Nadu, when he was the chief minister, he named a law college after Dr. Ambedkar just to show that we will be leaders in respecting Dr. Ambedkar. So, social justice secures a special status in our constitution for all citizens of this great nation. The term justice in the preamble of our constitution embraces social, political, and economic aspects. Affirmative action in a way of achieving social justice to the historically disadvantaged sections of the society. The very first amendment to the Constitution of India in 1951, which secured reservation policy, is proof that all the great leaders who provided us this constitution themselves worked and advocated for this principle. So, this is the basis of the reservation policy, which is explained in Article 15. It tells us to treat unequals unequally. The seeds of reservation were first sown in Tamil Nadu. The very first government reservation policy was the communal GO, which was passed in the then Madras Legislative Assembly in 1921 when the Justice Party was ruling the Tamil Nadu state. The Justice Party was a parent organization of the Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam. We are proudly a part of this legacy. And our ideological leader, Tande Periyar, fought for social justice and scientific temper. He led the protests at Vaikam in Kerala.
Your statue is there.
Yeah. He led the protest where in a street next to the temple, people from SCs, Dalit communities, STs, and the backward communities were not allowed to walk on those streets. He led that struggle. And Baba Saheb Ambedkar has spoken about this Vaikam struggle as an inspiration for his Mahat Satyagraha, where he led thousands of people belonging to depressed classes for access to a local pond. But unfortunately, even today, in this country, still there is a struggle. The Dalits in many parts of this country, people from different communities in many parts of this country, are not still stopped from access to drinking water wells in many villages. And even when houses are rented out, you see advertisements saying the houses are only rented out to people of particular communities. And so, there is caste and community, and there are problems and untouchability in different forms even today. And it is a very sad situation. The need, sir, we must understand that reservation can actually reach its peak, and justice can be only done when the need for caste census it is there from the time of independence. And the first Backward Classes Commission in 1955 had recommended that. Subsequently, the second Backward Classes Commission, popularly known as the Mandal Commission, recommended 27% of reservation for the OBCs. DMK, when it was in government in Tamil Nadu, ensured that the OBCs, SCs, and STs were duly given their fair share in reservations, and we've also given reservations for the other Arundadiyar community. But we have to make sure that the caste census has to be given out. The central government, it is very sad that the unwillingness of the central government to release the data on caste census is not yet out and it is not available. So without that data, definitely reservation cannot be done fairly and just. This is a very important thing, and the central government has to take steps that the data is available to people. In recent times, another issue has been reservation in promotions. The issue of reservation in promotions was first struck down by the Supreme Court in the case of Indira Sahni versus the Union of India in 1992 and declared as unconstitutional. In 1995, the government amended the constitution and inserted an Article 16(4)(a), which provided for reservations in promotions of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes in the opinion that they are not adequately represented in services. This amendment was upheld in 2006 by the Supreme Court. On December 17, 2012, this House passed a constitution amendment bill which declared all the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes notified in the constitution shall be deemed as backward. But this lapsed because it was not passed in the Lok Sabha. I urge this government to take this bill up in the coming session. Along with the SCs and STs, OBCs should also be given reservation in promotions, as it is evident that they too are not adequately represented in the services, even after giving 27% of reservation for them for the two decades ago. So, the social vulnerability of Dalits and other disadvantaged sections of the society still remain even after the reservation policy, which was meant to uplift them. The protection given to them through legal measures such as Protection of Civil Rights Act 1955 and the Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Act 1989 has not been enough. If we take a closer look at the violence against these communities in recent times, such as the murder of 2 children in Faridabad on October 20th, 2015, it vindicates this fact. Even after close to 7 decades of independence, atrocities against Dalits and honor killings, we've been reading about it and we know about honor killings, and in different parts of the countries, we have issues like this. It has not been eradicated from our society. Sir, I'd like to give an example. Like the DMK government, when it was in power in Tamil Nadu, it brought legislation that people from different communities, if they can learn the rituals of a temple and the mantras or whatever, anybody from any community can become a pujari. But there was so much uproar in the community, in the society. People could not accept that people from different castes can go into the sanctum sanctorum and become pujaris. Even today, we have not, look at the society, it has not changed. It hasn't been able to transcend and go beyond and accept people from different communities who believe in God. I'm not asking non-believers or people from other religions should be allowed. People who believe in Hinduism, who believe in serving God, who they want to become pujaris and they want to enter the temples and the sanctum sanctoriums, they are denied rights, they are not denied opportunities to do that just because they do not belong to a particular caste. I think the mindset, this case is in the Supreme Court. We haven't found an answer to these questions, but I think the mindset of the community and definitely the government can play a very important part in changing this. The next thing I'd like to talk about is Dr. Ambedkar says that I measure the progress of the community by the degree of progress which women have achieved. The Women's Reservation Bill has been languishing after being passed in this House for quite a few years. Again, when we talk about empowerment of women and improving the situation of women in the country, we rarely mention the fact that we are not adequately represented in the highest decision-making bodies. When we passed the Companies Bill recently, we included provisions for women in board of directors of companies. However, the Parliament is yet to practice what we preached. I would also like to touch upon 2 articles. Article 19(1)(a), which speaks of freedom of speech and expression, and Article 21, which speaks of right to life. While the Constitution guarantees these rights, we find that other laws work against these provisions. The punishment of death penalty is contrary to Article 21 and is not befitting in modern democracy. The Law Commission of India, in its 262 second report, has advocated removal of death penalty for almost all crimes. I urge this government to go one step further and remove it completely from all our statutes.
Okay.
Similarly, Section 124A of Indian Penal Code allows prosecution for sedation, which is an outdated law. This sedation section is also directly counterproductive to freedom of speech and expression and has no place in our society. And this is a often misused law by many governments which do not have the courage to face criticism. It is used as a tool to suppress and silent voices which question atrocities.
Okay.
And sir?
All right, now come to.
Sir, just 5 minutes.
No, it's already 10 minutes you have taken. Others category, 10 minutes you have
Just 2 minutes.
But tomorrow you will not get time then. What can I do? From your time I am giving you.
So Section 377 is, in its present form, denies the right of sexual expression and has led to association of criminality with the LGBTQ people, thus leading to their ostracization and victimization. I welcome the recent statements by senior leaders of major political parties, including the finance minister, to have a relook at this section, and this is a historic opportunity for the Parliament to send a strong signal that we stand together, cutting across political differences in a matter of social justice. I urge the government to bring the legislation to repeal 377 and make necessary amendments to the rights of sexual minorities are protected. So, federalism. In a global economy, states are faced with social, economic, and financial challenges which are created by it. States are expected to compete with each other to attract investments, create jobs, and achieve growth. In this race, state governments are constrained by the very constitutional provisions which are supposed to help them. The list of subjects under Schedule 7 of the Constitution have created a division of subjects, which have seen many subjects, we have seen many subjects move from the state list to the concurrent list. For example, education, which was in the state list, has moved to the concurrent list, and the state governments have time and again been requesting, including Tamil Nadu government, to move it back to the state list. So, this central government has slowly been taking away the powers of the state. And in such a situation, definitely there cannot be a true federal state, and the powers of the state have been slowly taken away, and how this is completely against the basis of our Constitution. And when the leader of the House spoke, he spoke elaborately about the Article 356. I request the government that it is a right opportunity to take away this on the 150th birth anniversary, to remove this right of the central government to take.
Now, thank you.
To destroy a state government which has been elected by the people. And just the conclusion, sir. So, and one more thing. But from time and again, I think my colleagues who spoke here from Tamil Nadu also have represented this, that Tamil as an official language, we've been requesting the central government to make Tamil as an official language in the High Court. And the lawyers have been agitating in Tamil Nadu for this. Without doing this, definitely the common man will never understand the proceedings of justice. So this should be done. And so the greatness of this country lies in its diversity and the acceptance of its rich, multi-dimensional culture, art, customs, religious practices, food, language, and literature. Its greatness lies in celebrating its differences. That is the true spirit of India. We must ensure that the spirit is protected and nurtured. Sir, sadly, today, that India is a country of many languages, but slowly we are moving towards one single language, and we are replacing all languages with Hindi. Recently, when the External Affairs Minister declared that India will take all steps to make Hindi as an official language at the United Nations, it is an unfair and unjust move as it erodes the country's plurality and unity in diversity.
Okay, now that's all.
The minister even said that
Now,
the cost
Sripunia.
of infrastructure and interpretation services, which
Okay.
comes close to 250
That's okay.
crore per annum, would be borne
No,
by
I've
India.
taken 15
this
minutes
amount
instead of
could
10
be
minutes.
spent on providing the
please,
same
there is no
facilities
time.
and recognition
Okay.
for
Mr.
the
P.L.
22
Punia.
scheduled languages of our nation and making them official languages
of
in
10,
our
you have
parliament.
taken 15
Thank
minutes.
you, sir.